So here we are looking at the 2023 Chevy Colorado Trail Boss. Well, it doesn't necessarily. Mine's a Trail Boss. Doesn't need to be for the Trail Boss. This is the cargo lighting. There's another one. I've already kind of put it through there. I had watched another video and somebody had said they couldn't get this through a certain area where it's supposed to go. Mine went through, no problem. I just kind of had to make it go through. It didn't damage anything or anything like that. Basically, you can see the two holes up there, the square holes. If you're going to get your hardware, you basically push these into those holes, and that's what's going to allow you to screw these into the side of the bed, and then the wire drops down. I'll show you here in a little bit better where the cable goes, and it drops down the side of the bed on each side, and then you have your main wiring harness. This plugs into the pre-existing wiring harness on the truck that's just capped, and then these two ends here plug into the lights themselves. So it should be a pretty simple install. They include the hardware, the wiring, the lights, and some zip ties as well. So pretty nice. We're gonna go ahead and do the passenger side. So if you look up here, you can see that's where the light mounts. If you look over, right here is the gap where the plug has to go. So, got it in there. I just had to have the red tab facing up, otherwise it would really catch on the lip under here. So I just faced the red tab up and pushed it through. Now we can go ahead and get our little threaded certs pushed into these holes, and we'll be able to mount the lights. They just push in simply like that. And that side is ready to be screwed in. Okay, so both lights are mounted. Took a whole 2 to 5 minutes to get those 4 little fasteners in. They are 7mm, so not a whole lot of torque. You're just screwing it in around plastic, so don't go He-Man in it or anything like that. Now we can get underneath the truck and find the wiring for each one of those lights. Figure out how we want to run this wiring harness and get it all plugged in. So here we're underneath the passenger side, and here is my wire for the light, and you can see that hole right here. I believe wiring harness has this plug on it. I believe it should mount right there, so it'll plug in right there, and then we're gonna run the wiring harness somehow over top of the spare tire so it's not just dangling around, and then we'll get the driver's side done. So let me go ahead and plug this side in, and we'll start running the cable. So it did just mount right there, and then I took the cable, ran it over the frame, ran it over the spare tire, and we're gonna zip tie it along here. Then I got it going over the other side. I go over this frame rail over here. As you can see, it runs right here, comes out on this side. That's our plug for the driver's side. And then right here, so this is the plug for the driver's side light. This is the plug for the pre-existing wiring harness where we plug in for our power. So we went ahead and removed the dead end from the wiring harness. This will be pushed in, and you just simply pull back on that and then press the tab down to release it. Won't need that anymore. Now we can basically just run through and attach our wiring harness. I want to leave a little bit of slack on both sides, but I'll go ahead and show you. So here's the main wiring harness. It just clips right there. And then we have all of this, sorry about the lighting, all of this cable that we're gonna zip tie up. And I want to make sure that I leave a little slack over here so it's not tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and run through here with zip ties, and then we'll test them out. I just went through and ran some zip ties over the wiring harness to make sure it's not going to be flopping around or rubbing on anything. simple enough, just wherever you can get zip ties, you know, in a good location. And then I left a little bit of slack near each light just to make sure that the wire is not going to be tugged on. And that's it. Very simple install. And in order to turn them on, place your finger over it just like so, and they both turn on. And to shut them off, same thing. And there's also a timer, so they shut off after like 10 minutes or 30 minutes, something like that. And then also when you start the vehicle, they will automatically shut off as well. Let me go ahead and shut the tonneau cover. So now it's kind of dark in here, you know. So definitely provides some decent lighting. Now it's still daylight out, so it's kind of hard to show you exactly how good of lighting it's producing, but in future videos you'll see these in use at night, so stay tuned. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that about the install of these lights, drop a comment down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that thumbs up, and as always, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.